afternoon. 4 p.m. Saturday the 7th of June. Live from my craft room. Do you know what? I've started to say the date and what day it is because they get uploaded to YouTube. It's nice to associate it back to a day. So let's see if I can get this up on here. There we go. And then I can see everybody who's joining and all of the comments. So I'm just pottering on my knee, actually, getting a few little bits of stuff out. If I'm honest with you, I'm going to kind of do a few little bits and pieces, I think, today. It's been a bit busy for me. I did shut early, but I've had to, I've had a few things to do. So I've done all of those. And I've just this minute come up with my boxes and thought, what am I going to make? But I'll find something. So we have got Hi Lisa, we've got Andreen, we've got Vanessa and Kathleen, we've got Pam, we've got Val, we've got Catherine and Pauline and Jane. And sorry if I haven't called your name, I'm just calling them out as they come up. There's Yvonne. Glad you say the date. It does help, doesn't it? I very nearly watch Thursdays again. The only way I know, because I have a different top on sometimes. Well, I say sometimes. Most of the time I've got a different top on. But sometimes it's that day that I wear that top. I don't know. So you can get confused quite easily. So there's Anne and Joan and Zena. And it's just started raining here. And they are like proper big blobs. It looks dull and dreary. I'm glad I've taken the dog out because I would have got soaked. So, a few things that I can tell you about. Back in stocks, mandala pad. Fabulous. This one is back in stock. And also the flower. Now, of course, this is the most popular because it's beautiful. Back in stock, but it might go out of stock. I think I'm down to 4 left on the website. We've got more on order if you miss out this time, and they'll be in at the beginning of next week. So that is one thing I wanted to tell you about. The other thing is we had quite a few out of stocks on the metallic inks. They've all been topped back up, and also all of the reinkers, because these are really popular at the moment. So I am actually going to use them in my demo. Now, another product that we haven't been able to keep in stock is the fabulous Julie collection. I'm pausing because I know it's got a name and I can't for the life of me think what it is. I think it's Floral Delights. In fact, I know what it's called. It's called Floral Delights, and I know what I've done. I've left my glasses downstairs. I'll get by. So this one is Floral Delights, and it's got that lovely oval kind of shaped floral design, and then these separate pieces as well. So that's one. They're all available separately and are all available separately on the website. That one's your Just Daisies. And we do have a few bundles. I think we are down to 8. Once those bundles are gone, you won't be able to buy it as a bundle. We'll just have the singles available. So that is your postage and more. And then this beautiful, love this alphabet, the size, the shape, the quirky font, just gorgeous. So they have all been restocked this morning, so they're no longer on delayed dispatch. So that's another thing. And then the other thing I wanted to talk to you about was the, let me put my hands on them. I still haven't unpacked my boxes, you see, they're just, everything's just around me. And if I showed you, no, I couldn't, because I'd be embarrassed to show you. the pencils, these have all been restocked. So we've got metallics, we've got pastels, and we have got watercolour. And what I want to do today is I want to kind of mix my medias up. So I might be using some metallic spritzers, which I've made from my reinkers. And then I might be layering some metallic pencils on top, or pastels, or watercolour. I could do all of that in my colouring books. I could stamp images. I think I'm going to do something floral. But I did want to bring these ones to your attention as well, because these have been selling really well. These are the hedgehog, the squirrel, the little bunny, the mousey, the teddy bear, and the pussycat. These are lovely for colouring in. Whether you're choosing your pencils, whether you're doing watercolour pens, alcohol markers, they just look adorable coloured in. These ones are done with watercolour pencils, and then a bit of water reactive inks around the outside and spritzed. So really nice designs. And these are just on small cards, but the detail on them I think is absolutely gorgeous. So that's those back in stock. I think, from memory, they're $4.99 each. So I made sure I bought those home to show you. Right. Let's have a little look what we've got then. I'm going to start off with that little piece of card. I'm going to flip you. Sorry. My iPad's leaning on the... I think I've gone to the... Oh no, that is the right video. Except that you can just see all of my... I need that to be better. Let me move that out of the way. That's better. Okay. Now I did go to the bathroom and fill that up. Okay, so I want to do something bright and colourful. And I'm going to look what I've got. I've got 10 colours in these inks and reinkers. So I've got Sea Breeze, Black Suede, Sunset Red. I've got Brush Gold. I'm getting them all out so I can see. Silver Lining, Minty Fresh. And then I have got Fuchsia Pink, Citrus Green, Royal Purple. And last but not least, I have got Sunrise Yellow. So they're my ink pans. And so far, I have made 6 spritzers. And I wanted to show you, these are the spray bottles I use. They're a little pack of 3. Again, it's one of those items that is out of stock at the minute, but it's coming back. So you get 3 bottles in there. And all I have done is gone to the bathroom and filled it up to here with water. And we'll make a spritzer. And because I haven't got a green one. So let's have a look what we've got. So down here, I've got all of those colours in reinkers. And looking at those, I think I want the cactus green. And I also want to make one with a sunset red. So I'm going to move them out of the way. And I'm going to get that other bottle, because I have a spare one there. I'm going to hope that I've got enough water in my spritzer, so I don't have to go out, which I have. So, oh. Thank you. So I'm just spritzing it, just filling that up. Can you go a bit closer, Hazel, please? Okay, yeah, no problem. Okay, make sure that you put this rubber bit around. Oh, Jesus. Go on. Put that on there. I'm just going to check. Right, that's fine. Okay, so I've got my 2 bottles. Then these are the reinkers. If I remember rightly, I think the reinkers are £5.49 and the ink pads are £6.29, and that is with 10% off. Now, I'm just going to give these a little bit of a shake and mix around. When they're full, like when they're brand new like this, it's a little bit hard, but just give them a little bit of a squidge and shake them about, because you will get a little bit more mica at the bottom. And then, and also on my last live, and that's in the way, isn't it? Let me, do I still get a shadow? Right, I think that's okay. Somebody asked how you re-ink a pad. And I was using water reactive pads at the time, and there's not re-inkers for them, and that's what I said. But I think the lady may have meant in general. So for instance, if you buy a cactus green ink pad and a cactus green re-inker, and you use all of the ink in here, you would just take this and you go over like this and squeeze it out, and then you let that settle in, and that's as simple as it is, just re-inking it up. And you've got enough ink in there to re-ink up so loads of times, definitely more than 6, maybe even 8 or 10, and do other things with them. And I know when Jamie bought these out, he said he wished he hadn't called this a re-inker because it has so many different uses, and I get it. I get what he's saying there. For instance, making a simple spritz. So I am just going to squeeze that in there, and I'm going to let that drop and tilt it so you can see how much I've put in. It looks more now. It's literally about 1/2 centimetre at the bottom, because I do want them to be vibrant. Okay, put the lid on, and then just start. I'm going to give that a good shake. I'm banging it on my hand like this, and I'm mixing all of that up. Turn it upside down, make sure that I've got rid of that bit. And then I've got a lovely cactus green re-inker. So I'm going to pop that lid on. And if I spritz it and it's not vibrant enough, I can add more, because once you've put it in there, it's going to be really hard. You can't take it away. So by adding a little bit at a time, it just makes sense. So now we're going to do the red. Mine's got, I know what's happened, the little ball thing. I'm going to do what I did on Thursday. A little bit down here, there's a lip. I'm going to pull that up, because I think there's a ball in there, and I'm just going to go direct from this bottle. Have a look, maybe a twidge more. Beautiful. Pop that back on. Make sure it clicks, and then if you squeeze, it won't just explode off. One thing I do need is, I'll just get ink over my hands. Okay, so let's give that one a mix up. There we go. Now looking at these, because I'm going to be using, that's full, that's kind of empty, that's nearly empty. Gold's okay, yellow's okay, blue's nearly empty, silver's okay. So I'm going to top these up. The pink, now that little, so when I've topped this up with water, I'm going to look at it and think, oh, well, it's fine. I don't need any more pigment in, but it's going to dilute it down. So I am going to add a little bit more in. And as you use these, you're going to get more space in the bottle to give it a good mix up. Right. That's that one. You can see I mean, I do use them so much. Do you know what I like about these bottles? They're not too big. They're just kind of the perfect size. It's not like you're going to be wasting any product. Do you store them horizontally? Actually, I do, because they're laid down in a little zip case that I've got. And it is easier to mix the mica when they are on their side, as opposed to if you have a big lot at the bottom. So this one is Sea Breeze Blue. And then, of course, you could get a bottle or a couple of bottles and do your own mixes, because, of course, you've got yellow, pink and blue, which means you can make any colour. Okay. Oh, go on, a bit more for good luck. That's giving me blue. And I think I'll have enough purple there. We'll stick with what we've got in the purple one. Okay. Now I can say, since I've been using these, none of these have ever blocked up. If they do, I'd just pull them apart and wash them in some water and get the mica out, and they should be fine to go again. We'll have a go in a while. My daughter on the way. We'll catch up later. That's okay, Yvonne. I saw your card earlier as well, and it was beautiful. So yeah, storing them just like so. So which was the one I just made? Let's have a little test to see how bright we are. Oh, wow. So yeah, that's very bright. If you don't want it as bright as that, just don't put as much of the reinker in. So that was the red. And then we made green, didn't we? Yeah, that, I mean, you can't get much more vibrant than that. And to have that beautiful, can you see that mica shining through? Ah, yes. Beautiful. Okay. Right. So, I'm going to start again. I'm going to grab this, because they would just in fact, I might just test a few more colours on there to see what I'm going to use. You see, the yellow is really... Oh. I'm going to show you all of the colours that I've made. So the gold, I might put some more gold in there, but then it's not going to be solid, because it's more of what's the word I'm looking for? It's more of I can't think. Yeah, it's not going to be as bright as that, because it's just the gold. So the silver won't be as in your see, that one's just a little bit funny. We'll sort that one out. There's your silver. Bit of purple. Oh. And I would leave this to just to dry naturally, and see what you can come up with. I haven't done any pink on there. Do you know what? I'm going to mix some yellow. I wasn't actually going to do this, but I've digressed. I'm going to just have a little bit. Oh. You see, look at that. So I'm going to pop that to one side, and I will use that on another project, whether I'm die cutting out of it, whether I'm going to stamp onto it. But this is kind of the kind of idea that we're going to do today. So make sure that that's... Did I bring... Oh, I know I didn't. Have I got more kitchen towel up here? Oh, there we go. Brand new one. See, I think I'm going to pick that up on there. Just, again, see how it mutes it right down when you're doing the inky pick from it. I could drop that on there and get a print off of it, but let's get cleaned up, because I did want to show you a few other things with the ink pads and why it's obviously, you know, it's important to have the ink pad and the reinker, because you can re-ink your ink pad when you've used up all the ink. Now the ink pads are are pigment, but you can paint with them as well. So if I was going to do some painting, you could either squidge your pad down like this and go in with your water brush and paint with it, or you can bring in your bottle and squeeze a little bit there, squeeze a little bit out and paint direct with that. Oh, that's minty fresh, that's why. That's a lighter one. That's a bit wasteful, isn't it? Just because I needed to show you. Right. Of course, you can stamp with them as well. So, let's bring that in. So you're making a little bit of a grungy background. Move that out of the way, Hazel. And I want just a nice little background stamp. What shall I use? The first one I can get my hands on. Have we got anything in this folder? Actually, and I'm just going to grab a stencil. So this is these might be kind of old and not even available. I'm just grabbing the first thing that comes to hand. Maybe we might have something like that. I don't know. Oh, I know we definitely haven't got that. I should have planned that better, shouldn't I? We've got. Oh, I should have bought some of them nice funky fossil stencils home. Okay, so I'm not going to see which way up this is meant to be. If I take my fuchsia pink and then I ink this up, when I'm inking, it will be a gentle pouncing tap because the foam pads, the pads are foamy. It would be good if you'd have cleaned this stamp before you started because it's got blue on it. Let me just take that off or I'll be contaminating my pad. And then, now because I haven't got my glasses on, I can't actually see what way up this is going to be, but we'll go with it. You see now? And the difference with stamping with the pigment ink is that when you spritz it, it shouldn't move. It's going to be more permanent once it's dry. Let's have a little bit of griddage because I haven't said that for a while. I'm going to go purple. And again, let's just make sure this is clean because I'm one of them that doesn't clean things too well. And just stamp in a nice few little bits. You watch, we'll end up using this to make our card. And it was just an inky pickup. Look at my fingers. So perfect. Now, what I wouldn't be inclined to do, let's get a brush. I'm going to show you something. I'm not one for blending with a pigment ink because it's... Let me just... I've got some bits on there. I'm just trying to get them off. So I would make sure that that brush is really quite... It's a completely different medium to play with. It's quite wet. It's a lot thicker than a water-based ink. And that is what... It's just a little bit harder to blend and move. That doesn't mean to say that you can't blend with it, but you get that beautiful... Can you see that sheen then over there? And it's best to put it on in thin layers and build them up as opposed to... I'm going to see if I can do this. I'm going to really ink this up solid. And I'm going to go onto here. And do you see what I mean? It's quite a thick. So if you work it, you can blend that out, but then you get that beautiful, you can see that shimmer from there, can't you? I think if I was going to blend over a full page and then maybe die cut into it, I would use foams rather than a brush. I'm going to, have I got one of those? Maybe let's just see with one of these. I wouldn't ever. Oh yeah. A lot better. So there we go. If you want to blend with them, definitely use a foam rather than trying to do it with a brush. It's going to give you a better finish. I really like that background. It's quite muted considering the colours that I've used. Okay, now I want to do a bit of stenciling on there as well, but I don't really want to use that one. I'm just thinking out loud now. I'm going to go into my drawer and get some ink that I can use. I've got, the trouble is I've tidied up. Oh, I've got an idea. I know which one I'm going to use. If I can find it. Ugh. That's the one I want. No, I don't know. Oh, I can't find it, and I hate leaving you waiting. I can't find it because it's in me Marlene box. Right, there we go. We have liftoff. So this one's really nice. And these two are beautiful as well. These are Marlene stencils. And I just feel like that would look gorgeous there. So I'm going to carry on with that purple. And I'm not going to press really hard because I want to keep it kind of muted. So let's just have a little look. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, like that. And then what I'm going to do is come in with some... What's that yellow? I did use yellow, didn't I? Let's try some sunrise yellow. That'll do. Oh, can you hear that? Listen. They're packed, absolutely packed with ink. I'm going to go... So again, I'm really being gentle on this because I don't want to overpower it with the yellow. There we go. Oh, let me lift it up for you. Beautiful. I might bring in some of the pink as well. Have I got a pink one? If I have, it will be a miracle. It's orange. Nothing's coming off of it, so we'll make it pink. Right, so I'm going to position that back in place. Maybe down there. This pink is a lot brighter. but we can spritz some more on, that's no problem. I feel like it's not a true version of the pink because I didn't use a clean pad, but it's mixing in really nice with the colours that we've got on there. Okay, so I'm going to go away from that one, and then I'm going to come on to this one. And I'm going to go on to the black. Have I got a... Yep, that's black. Just have a little look. That's nice. I love, when you blend with them, you get the most beautiful shimmer. I'm going to have some more of that up there. I don't even know what I'm making. I just thought that that little inky pickup was just too nice to not do anything with. So, that's me a base to work on. And if I'm looking at that and thinking, well, do you know what? I haven't got enough pink in there. I could. I'm trying to do it really gently. I just want to add a little bit more in of the colours, just so that it all blends in. And I do want to keep a little bit of white, but I know that some of these sprays, they do come out a little bit fierce. So I have to be careful. Maybe a little bit more yellow. See, that transformed it. One little spritz. Okay. Now I'm going to dry that off with my heat gun, which is in a box somewhere. I know it's on the floor. Now at the minute, it looks like the black's really, but it won't. Once I've started stamping on there, that will tone back. So now I'm just going to clean up my mat. Because I've got spray everywhere. And now that's a perfect surface ready for me to start and create on. I might be making a square card. I don't even know what I'm making. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at the next stamps. So, I'm thinking we might have... actually, yes. This one. This is from the... Floral Delights, and I feel, yeah, doing that. And I'm going to stamp this down in my black ink. I'm going to just rotate that around because this is a really nice one because it's kind of a mix. You've got that kind of daisy in there, but then you've got them lovely little elements in there as well. And they just kind of mix really well to make a beautiful kind of little border across. And this one, I should be able to go a little bit higher without, what I'm trying not to do is overlap them. Okay. So I've got that nice little panel across there. And then I'm not going to bring anything else in. I'm going to use what's in front of me. So whether I take my spritz and spray that out and paint with that, or whether I bring out a neat, do you see, from my reinkers. It depends how it looks. So let me find me a paintbrush. What have I got? This one. You'll have to keep your... I haven't got a clue what the... where are we? Oh, yeah, we're not doing bad on time. I'm just see if we've got any questions up. These stamps are so easy to stamp, and they are beautiful, Pam. I'm just looking back over the comments now. I have Hobby Maker on in the background, just wondering. Oh, do you know what? I thought about this after I'd posted at the time. Yes, Julie are on Hobby Maker at the moment, and it's Sheila. It's the Grunge Collection Christmas, and we have it all on order. I think it's coming in next week. They've got it. I think it's classed as exclusive. I'm not quite sure. But yes, it's all. We've got that collection on order. It's beautiful, proper grungy. Thank you, Kim. You're absolutely right. That's that one. Yes. Where is my purple reinker? We've got them all here. So this one here, look, if you want just a nice shimmery diluted effect, then you can use your spritzers to paint with, and it's going to give you, this is just going to be very random because I haven't got my glasses on, I can't even see. But I'm just going to build over a couple of times so that I get that shimmer building up there. And I think it doesn't need to be really bright, but I'm trying to keep that floral, that type of floral. We're going to go purple. Then I'm going to use some of the yellow. I mean, this is going to be a lot more vibrant. Squeeze that out. Let's take some of that yellow in, and we'll have this kind of trumpety flower. That's a good word, Hazel. Oh, I didn't want... Oh, never mind. It is. Should have done the daisy yellow, shouldn't I? Never mind. We'll do them pink. So all of them trumpety ones I'm picking out. If you go wrong, just blot it out. Just got a little bit wet. I think I've got all of them. And then pink. We've got pink daisies on this one. Get rid of that yellow, just squeeze that out in there. Just add a little bit. And I'm not being too careful on this because it's just, I just want kind of a loose mixed media look, not pristine or perfect. What I really wanted to do was just spritz it and stamp over, but I thought actually it's really nice to paint with them. So whether you use the paint from the pad squished out, from the reinker, or the spritzers that you've made. Okay. Are we okay on view? Shall we see if we can go a bit closer? That's better. I think that rain's in for the night now. That one. And then I am actually going to use some of the yellow. I mean, I've just wiped it up, but it's a tiny little bit of ink to add in our little tops. Now, because we are metallic, what I'm going to do is bring in my metallic pencils, and I'm going to use those to line and do my leaves. I've got a green here. There's a couple of greens. I'm thinking the darker one, but we'll see. Let's try this one. This might look a bit yellowy. Yeah, it does. So I'm just going to use this and then I can just put a little bit of green in the stems and that. Where's that other green? We'll add a little bit of both of the greens in there. I don't know if that was a leaf or not. When you've stamped a portion of it, it's hard to see. Right. That is actually a flower hazel. Don't colour the flower in. So, with colouring with the metallic, it's going to match the metallic inks beautiful. So you're going to continue to get that lovely shimmer and shine. And then I have gone quiet, haven't I? I've probably got yellow ink all on my hand. All right. So I love the way that shimmer is catching across there. It's gorgeous. I'm thinking this, I mean, I could actually make 2 cards out of this. Could do like little A6 ones, cutting that across there. But let's have a look. Now, I know for sure that I haven't got my word dies here, because I could die cut a message across there. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take full advantage of this little alphabet here. And I'm going to cut, I'm going to stamp a quirky kind of something across there. But I'm going to do it onto a piece of card and I'm going to cut it out. So a little ink. Where's that piece that's dry? This one's, look, it's nearly dry. We've got a lot of mica in there. It's beautiful. I mean, it's still damp, but it's going to look gorgeous on a project. So I'm going to grab another little bit of Media Artist. And what is that saying to me? I don't want to put a sentiment. I want to put a word, whether it's dream, believe, laugh, love, something meaning, I don't know. Answers on a postcard. Message what you think. Thank you, Catherine. I love that. I do love the border across the bottom. What shall we write? Do you know what? Maybe this is going to go in. I might actually clip this and put it into my journal. So I'm going to put create. Oh, Blooming Gorgeous. You could put Blooming Gorgeous, or you could put, what's this collection called? What did I say it was called? Delightful Floral Delights. Could put that, but yeah. Create, nature, like it. Create is good. We're going with it. I knew we'd get there. Thanks, Paul. Thanks for your input. How's the doggy? So I'm going to go, I know, on the wonk. Can't believe it. C. Now, I want to overlap these, but not so that you can see that they're overlapped. Do you see like that? Look. You'd never know. That's what I'm going for, unless I slip. Okay? CR. So this one's going to go E. You watch me spell it wrong. A. T. T, T, T. S, T. Inspire, yeah. Smile. Smile's a good one. You're not just a pretty face. I like it. See how nice these work together. I do love them. I love the shape of them. And then the last one. Ooh, look at that. Okay, I'm happy with that. Then I need to cut them out. And I know that my scissors that I want to cut out with are on my dressing table because I've been cutting my hair. Now, I am going to cut a little border around here. So, oh, do you know, this is really hard with that. I'm not going to beat myself up too much about it, but I kind of want to follow the little ups and downs. I would get Paul to pass my glasses up, but if I do that, the dog's just going to bark, so I'm going to go with it. I can't wait to put this on here. It's going to make me really happy. Oh, look at that. I love that. I have spelt it right, haven't I? Create. If this was going into a journal, it could have. It could be create memories. You could fit. I like it. I like it a lot. Right. Well, with this piece of paper, I feel like we need to. I did have 3 little flowers stamped out ready, and cut out, but I know that that's. Oh, I have found them. I found them. You see these, you know, you could have knocked underneath. You have to make them look like that, Hazel. And I want it lower. You see, but I feel like I might want one of the stemmed ones. So I'm going to go on to the just daisies. You've got double, you've got single that's going left to right. We've got this lovely bit of, one of them, what do you call it? Definition. Dictionary definition. And I feel like what I want to do is stamp this down on a block. Oh, I'm doing what I promised myself I wouldn't, just chucking stuff in piles. It takes me half an hour to tidy up after a life. Right, so I'm going to stamp this one down. And then I'm going to show you, just on this head, a way to make the daisies look a little bit different. Just going to stamp a little bit of text on there. Like that. How cute is that? Okay, I might use that on there. Let's get this one cut out. Find my scissors. I don't normally. Okay, so for this, I do leave a little border again. And I would still use the bits to cut the sprays to paint them in like I did on the other one. But I'm trying to get into as much of the kind of smaller areas as I can. I don't normally cut with these big scissors, but, and again, normally I can see. So it's potluck what we get. And I don't normally cut out in front of you. Why am I doing this? Must be feeling brave. Do you know, many people ask me, I've got lots of ladies that come in the shop, lots of ladies that come to workshops, and they'll say to me, Hazel, what is journaling? And do you know what I say to them? I say, it's for you. It's something that you can make anything on a piece of paper and keep it in a journal for you to look back on and enjoy. Instead of making it like this piece here, I'm only messing around, but I'm really loving it. And the thought of having to give that to somebody, it makes you feel like, oh, I want to keep it. If it's in a journal, it's yours to keep and it's there to look through and enjoy. So, yeah, as much as I might call this a journal page, it absolutely can go on the front of a card. I'm just going to add in some of the daisy, but I don't want it too dark. So little bits here and there. Stamp in, take off, and then I feel like I want one there. Don't know why, just did it. Where's my create? I still like that there, but then I've just put that there, haven't I? See, I don't like faffing. Let's just see what that would look like. Does it look a bit floaty? I like that. I like that. And I like that black and white. And that's not just me being lazy that I don't want to colour it in. It's because the background is so busy, it really bounces off. So where's my foam pads? I've got a few little bits on there. And I'm going to put this at the top. And I'm going to stand that there. And then I'm going to pop this one. I've got a mucky. You see that? I love that. Now, do you know what though? As much as I do like that, I might even change my mind again. How am I doing on time? Not bad. Paul Eaton has done something. What's it? Love the letters. Yeah, they're on offer at the minute. They're $9.99 for the full alphabet and numbers. I'm going to go into my reinkers because I want a bit of vibrancy on this now. I want it to stand out off of there. As much as I love it like that, I feel like I need to just... And do you know what this is going to be? Have I picked up yellow or gold? I don't know. Sunrise yellow. Let's just put this on. I can see the mica dancing in the light. Now, what happens if you get a little... Colour the other one in first, Hazel. Right, if we just do this, just colour these down in yellow. And I add a little tinsy bit. I've got to shake that. I'm getting the agent. Oh, that's better. Oh, just a little. That's not that much, Hazel. Right, a little bit of black. It just gives me that. Maybe a little bit more. Okay. Now, where's that cactus? I'm just shaking my reinker up because I don't want the... That's it, I want it more colour. Okay. Is that actually in... So this is a... okay. I'm going to have to do something in a minute. Before I did this in pencil, didn't I? So it's not the same colour. Oh, never mind. It'll be all right. Pop that down. Now what I do need is to incorporate a little bit of that green into this project. Could do it a couple of ways. I could stamp some ink with it in the background. Let's try a little bit of griddage. And if I'm not happy, I'll be doing some flicks. Okay, that's fine. I'm happy. Might do some flicks anyway. No, that's it. So if I just go like that, can you see all of them different, like the different shines on the floral elements? We've got the create there. And if we want to finish off, I'm just going to lift that up. Oh, it's not liking that. We're going to hit for that gold. Give that a shape up. And I'm going to give that a little bit of a mist over all of it. There we go. And then that just gives it an extra. Everybody likes a bit of bling, don't they? So I'm just going to look back to see. It looks like Paul's been answering questions. Everybody knows that this is from Thank You, Kim, Definition. I really like that. I still don't know if it's going to be a journal page or a card. I could quite easily snip that across and it'd be a 6x6 card. But at this point, I am going to leave it there. Oh, look, they'd add in there. You see, this is what I mean. I've got to learn to step away. Step away, Hazel. Right. I will take a picture of that and put it on so that you can see it as a picture, and not just on the video. I really hope you've enjoyed my faffing. I know I have. It's just what I needed after a busy day. So thank you very much for joining me. And I'm going to flip you. I think I've just broke my... Yeah, I broke something. Oopsie. It'll be all right. Yes, thank you for joining me. My next live will be on Thursday at 2 o'clock from the shop. So if you're around, it'd be great for you to join me. I will add this onto YouTube like I always do. And in the meantime, have a fabulous weekend. Thanks for your continued support, and thank you for buying into Julie's collection. It's been amazing. So take care, everyone. Bye bye.